Okay, James. So you were voted out of Survivor last night by a unanimous vote. Even your alliance member Michael wrote down your name. What do you think happened there? That was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, it was. And I think my reaction showed that surprise. What happened was, I think, right, I thought I had done a pretty good job flipping Angela to our side, but at the end of the day, Helen on the other side was playing this game of tug-of-war with me, with Angela in the middle, and she won at the end with her narrative of Navidi strong. And I think Michael, in turn, was playing kind of like a self-preservation mode game where he had just gone through a nightmarish time on Malolo, and he's right back on Malolo, and he's back in the minority. And so I guess for him, it was like, okay, like, I'm going to do whatever I can if it means that I stay safe. And so I think him voting for me as well was kind of a way to kind of like go into survival mode. And I think that's what ended up resulting in the 4-1 vote out.
Yeah, you did look really shocked. You said you felt blindsided. On a scale of 1 to 10, I guess how blindsided were you?
I would say around 6 or 7. It wasn't a complete blindside. I mean, no matter which way you cut it, I was on the bottom of the tribe, and so I knew that there was a good chance it's going to be me or Desiree. But the 4-1 result was a little bit shocking to me, and so kudos to them for pulling that off. But yeah, I mean, I honestly, blacked out once I heard, 6th person voted out, James, and watching the whole thing play back last night, I'm glad that I was able to give the kind of final words.
All of the recent cast-offs were voted out simply because they were outnumbered after the tribe swaps. So why do you think that these initial, from the day one Malolo and Navidi tribes, why were those initial bonds so strong still after 17 days?
Yeah, no, that was exactly my point, right? At Tribal, I pointed out that at the end of the day, these are just, like, especially for our season, it wasn't even a themed season. It's all random, right? And look, like, down the merge, it's going to be important for you guys to, like, keep me over Des because I can be the guy that, builds a bridge across the aisle with you, right? I'll be of value to you, Kellen, and Angela, post-merge. Now, I think, swaps are one of the few things in Survivor that you can really point to being pure luck. Like, there's really nothing around it. There's no strategy, right? So, the queen herself, Sandra got a bad swap in Game Changers. Boom, she's gone. 6th place, 6th boot, just like me. And so it's tough. But I think at the end of the day, sometimes a lucky minority is able to navigate through the swap. And I was able to do that myself on Navidi, as you saw. So it's sad to think that, I got swap screwed at the end of the day, but it's also good knowing that it wasn't anything that was my own direct fault, that if I had chosen a different buff, if I were on Yunuya, I would be cruising right now. So it's bittersweet.
If the second tribe hadn't happened, what do you think would have happened at Navidi? Because, I was kind of hoping the tribe would lose because I wanted to see what would happen. It was pretty much split 4-4. So do you think your group of 4 would have stuck together? Would you have tried to side with Dominic or
Chris? Oh, absolutely. And one of my biggest regrets of the entire game is not throwing one or even both of the challenges just blatantly, because we knew that us Malolo 4 were rock solid, and we knew that Navidi was torn into 2 pairs, right? So it was us 4 in the middle with Chris and Angela on one side and Dom and Wendell on the other. So whichever way we went, we would gain a 6-2 supermajority and split 3-3 votes, and that's it, game over. And given that, I should have capitalized on that Morgan vote better, because that gave us a huge upper hand. And instead, winning was great, but we didn't get to really continue delivering blows to Navidi. I think that is part of the reason why I got soft screwed. So I look back on those challenges and I'm like, what if, we had lost? I almost wish we lost, ironically.
Right. You actually got to see this Dominic and Chris feud up close and personal. As far as epic Survivor feuds go, how does this one rank?
Oh, it's up there. It's up there. It was clear, and the intensity at which they just went at each other. They would deliver snark comments to each other in front of their faces. They would not even sit next to each other. It was amazing to be in the middle of it, because look, I came to the VD and I'm nervous because we're outnumbered, And Voila, like, by 10 minutes in, I was like, nope, like, we're good. This tribe is splintered down the middle. And it was amazing to kind of, like, exploit that, to be honest. And, you know, the war will keep on raging, and we'll see what happens. We'll see who wins.
Even though you didn't get to visit Ghost Island, what do you think of the season's big twist, just as a viewer watching it?
Yeah, honestly, such a bummer that I was on Survivor Ghost Island, and I never even got to visit Ghost Island itself.
I know, right?
Plus, like, have all the rides, like, be in a nice shelter, reflect on my journey in the real world, like everyone has been doing, maybe, like, shed a few tears. I honestly, I mean, I love the twist itself. My one ask is that I think, you know, didn't have consistency, right? We saw someone like Chris Noble go immune from Tribal Council, but we saw Kellen and Stephanie Johnson have to go to Tribal Council despite Ghost Island. Then we saw something disappear for me. Like, if I had gone to Ghost Island, maybe I could have found an idol, or maybe I could have been immune from Tribal, and neither thing happened. And so it was a kind of a bit of a bummer for sure, but as a concept, it's amazing. Like, as a new fan who binge-watched, like, 15 seasons before going on the show, like, oh man, like, seeing, like, actual past idols come back, it's awesome.
The big goal of the season is to reverse curses. What do you think, what is your personal curse that you hope maybe someday somebody fixes in the future?
Oh, that's a great question. I guess the ideal scenario is for me to return one day and dive 15 feet on national TV and prove that I can do it. Yeah, I think for me the thing is, like, I got swap screwed at the end, and so that's kind of a curse that has fallen to a lot of former players, you know. So I don't think there's going to be like a James Lim related relic that's on Ghost Island 2 in the future, but I think my personal vendetta would be against the dive. Like, since I know I can do it, I want to go back and just prove that I can do it, you know.
Right. What was going through your mind as you were struggling to dive down? That must have just been one of your worst feelings on the show.
Yeah, it was so frustrating because, like, I knew that I could do it. Right before flying out, I went to the varsity pool, practiced freediving to like 12, 13 feet. I knew that I could do it, and it was easy back then. But it's just, you know, I couldn't take deep breaths out there because of the adrenaline. I was trying to go feet down when I have to go head down. It's a strong, if it's an ocean environment, I didn't, you know, fully realize that. And so I was just so frustrated because it's a matter of, like, I just had to override my brains and just really just dig deep and do it. And I couldn't for a few minutes. And I was just, like, treading water there, feeling so angry at myself. And I think it showed on screen. Like, I was beating up myself up pretty hard, and I really wanted to do that. Like, that was pathetic. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that I got a second chance from my tribe mates, and I'm also glad that I was shown on TV taking full responsibility, because as an athlete and a former team captain, that's what I would do in real life.
Well, James, do you have any final thoughts before we say goodbye?
Yeah, I would say that my final words last night summed it up, you know, well. This was a life-changing journey. I would have never dreamed would come to, like, kind of like fall on my path, and I grew so much as a person. I got to meet these 19 fellow ghosts that'll be a part of my family forever. And I'm really humbled and grateful that I am now a Survivor castaway. Maybe hopefully one day I'll get to go back and reverse my own curses, but we'll see. It's been an amazing run.